3, 4.
Y'all ready for this?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Never been done before.
Are you ready for this? It is time for Richmond Business Babes, and here I am, Ron, announcing for the beloved Lisa Linnell and Richmond Business Babes, which is going to follow my yammering. In fact, here she is. She's about to grab my microphone and say, leave the studio. Go ahead, over to you.
Thank you, Ron. Good afternoon and welcome to Richmond Business Babes here on WRWK 93.9 FM, The Work. Here on Richmond Business Babes, you will get your weekly dose of celebrating successful women all over the RVA. You will get to meet and learn from women who have made it in their own businesses, women who are making money doing what they love and loving what they do. Business women who are gearing up to bounce back and beyond in 2021. We have a great show lined up. Two retailers. One is River Road Cottage, and that is owned by a partnership. And the other retailer at the back half of the hour is Alternatives, but it's spelled like alternatives, but it's Alternatives with a capital N. And so coming up first are the owners of River Road Cottage in Goochland. We're going to meet Missy Glave. I think that's how you say it, Glave. We're going to meet Lisa Bowen and possibly Becca Baker if she's available. I know that she had a little scheduling glitch there, so she may or may not grace us with her appearance today. But we definitely have Lisa and Missy. So let me tell you a little bit about River Road Cottage before I bring on these two gals. I would say that their partnership was an answer to prayers, and I will tell you why. They were in a church together, and even now, and that's how they all met, and that's how they formed their business. And River Road Cottage in Goochland is going on its second year. It's going strong. I had the opportunity to visit it, and what a wonderful place. Lots of little rooms in sort of a craftsman style cottage, where you just don't know what to expect when you go from room to room with all the gifts and, great housewares and gifts and just interesting things there. So first we have Lisa Bowen, and she started out Ladybug Creations about 10 years ago. And she's got her own room inside River Road Cottage with all her Ladybug creations. She's got painted pavers, she's got signs, furniture. And then we've also on the line with us is Missy Glave, and I'm going to ask her if that's how she pronounced Glave. And Missy is also a crafter going from way back when she originally started crafting in Florida. And, her family owned a store back then called Country Sassafras. And so now she is making all kinds of cool gifts for River Road Cottage. And Becca, I don't know too much about Becca, but if she's on the line, she can tell me and fill me in. But ladies, welcome to Richmond Business Babes. Hello, ladies. Welcome to Richmond Business Babes. Oh, did we lose them? They'll call back. Was it Lisa? Was it Lisa Bowen that was on the line? Yep, they'll call back. Oh, Missy's on the line? Missy, are you there?
Hi, yes.
Hi, welcome to Richmond Business Babes. We're so excited to have you. How are you doing today?
Really well. How about you?
Doing great. Just happy to be here hosting the show, talking to fascinating women like you and Lisa Bowen and Becca Baker. And then later on, we're going to talk to Guadalupe Ramirez, who owns Alternatives down in Carytown. So I'm so glad you took the time, because I know you gals are real busy. You just recently had an open house at River Road Cottage. So walk us down your career path, Missy, how you got started. I know you came from Florida to Virginia, and that's when you met Lisa in church, I think. And then what happened?
We did. And then over the years, we've just spent time together, and the opportunity arose a little over a year ago for us to open the cottage together. And is Lisa on the line also?
I'm not sure. I think she was on the line at one point, but you go ahead, and Ron will find her if she's around.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah. So we just had the opportunity to open up here, and our community has just been so incredible about accepting us, and we've just we're just extremely blessed to be here.
Yeah, no, I've been to your store, and that's where I got the idea. Hey, let me. I think I met Becca when I was there. I think it was a Sunday. But yeah, so I really like the store. I actually bought a few items. So you all kind of had a lot of crafting in common, and who was the one who said, "Hey, let's pool our funds and let's open up a place"? How did that happen?
Well, Becca actually came to me, and then just the three of us, we just decided all at the same time. It's like, wow, this would be a great opportunity. Becca and I were actually at another small store, and we loved being there. However, given the opportunity to have our own store, we're like, let's take this opportunity to see where we can take this.
So you had sort of a booth, so to speak, or a section of another store?
Exactly.
Okay.
And may I give them a little shout out?
Yeah, sure.
It's Griff Thrift and Antiques in Gum Springs.
In Gum Springs, okay. And just so the listeners and viewers know, River Road Cottage in Goochland is kind of reminds me of a Lazy Daisy type of store, where you have the vendors, which are really you three, and then I guess there's a few other vendors as well. But it's not like it all feels like one cohesive retailing unit, not individual booths. You know what I mean?
Well, we appreciate that. We are in a 2-story house with a lot of history here in the Goochland area, and we actually have 30 vendors here in our shop.
See, I didn't know that. Okay.
We do, and we love the fact that our vendors and artisans bring in new inventory almost every single day. So every time you come to River Road Cottage, you're going to see something new. That's
exciting. Well, I'm going to have to go back before Christmas hits. Now, I think we might have Lisa Bowen on the line as well. Do we have her, Ron?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, hi, Lisa. Thank you for coming
Hi.
on Richmond Business Babes. And I'm sure you're hearing Missy there as well.
I am, yes.
Yeah, great. So she was just telling us about the career journey and the path, and how you got started 2 years ago, and now how did you factor into the three? It's 3 partners, right? Not 4.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Well, I started doing craft shows years ago, and my husband and I would go and set up all around the Richmond and Hanover area, and Missy and I have known each other for what has it been now? 11 years, I guess.
Nice.
And I was her son's preschool teacher, so I've always known Missy, it seems like. And, I heard about it, and I thought it was something I've always wanted to do. One of those dreams that you think, oh, one day I'll do this. One day I'll, have my own store. And it happened very fast and very exciting. And the rest, you see it in the details when you go in the store. I mean, it's like a big family.
And it's a wonderful store. I felt very welcomed and just intrigued by each room, because you're kind of meandering through a house, really. So that was fun. Is there an upstairs with items as well, or not?
There is.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah.
Well, when I go back, I will definitely check that out.
So we use just about every little nook and cranny we can, and the rooms they flow together, but every artisan and vendor, they kind of have their own feel.
Okay. Good,
and their own spin on something.
So ladies, when you decided 2 years ago, okay, we're going to do this, and as you said, you were doing craft shows, and Missy, you were you were at another retailer that you just mentioned with Becca. So when you decided to do this, what was the level of risk that you felt you took financially, emotionally, and who found River Road Cottage? And by the way, tell us the address. I think, is it Maidens Road? Is that the name of the road?
No, it's 2905 River Road West.
Hello, River Road
River Road
Cottage.
West.
Why am I thinking, because it's in Maidens. Is that?
Well, it's in the, I guess we're considered the outlying area of Goochland Courthouse, Missy. Is that correct?
Did we lose Missy, Ron?
I don't know. I can't hear her.
Okay, I can't hear her either, so I think we lost her. But
Well,
so yeah,
no,
so
I
you
can
go
hear her.
over. I live in Powhatan, so you go over the Maidens, the bridge over the James River, and then you bear left.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And that's River Road. See, why didn't I put that together? I kept thinking it was Maidens Road. Hello. Well, and that's a great little area though for shopping. That I think there's a couple of different restaurants, and it's just a nice little courthouse downtown area.
It is. And there's a lot, as Missy mentioned earlier, there's a lot of history to that area.
Mm-hmm. So who found the property that you're at now, your location?
I think actually, wasn't it Becca?
It was Becca, yes.
Oh, Missy's back. Hey, Missy.
Yeah.
We thought we lost
Hi.
you.
I went on mute. I have a customer that just came in. So,
Okay. Well, customers are definitely more important. That's what keeps you guys going. So that's fine. And if you have to
We are
drop
all-
off, we understand. We don't want you to lose business over Richmond Business Babes. That would be a bad
Well,
experience.
We're definitely all
Yeah.
working moms,
Okay.
so we all have something going on constantly. And today was Missy's day at the shop, so.
Okay. So you alternate. Is it just one of you and maybe two on the weekends, or how does that work?
Well, Missy and I alternate days during the week, and then Becca, who has a full-time job during the week, she'll work on Saturdays, and then we alternate Sundays.
Yeah. I did meet Becca.
Right, right.
I think it was a Sunday. I can't remember. But
Yeah.
you recently had an open house. How did that go?
Oh my goodness, it was overwhelming. It really was. We had all of our regular customers in. We had so many new customers in. It was really exciting. And the thing about our shop, and I mean Missy can attest to this, we love being there. We love what we do. We love people.
Mm-hmm.
I think people are amazing, and it's nothing to find us just gabbing in the middle of the store talking. We have very impromptu prayer sessions in the middle of the store.
I saw that you
it's fantastic.
I didn't see the session, but you sent me that little email and you talked about that. Well, I would say that your prayers are being answered because your retailing, venture is really coming into its own and working out. Thank you, Lord. It's working out, especially now when so many small businesses are struggling. What would you say your secret to success is as far as bringing customers in this environment where it's just as easy to go online to Etsy or, if you want that handcrafted?
Right.
work?
Yeah, I think Etsy is great. I think all those online opportunities are fantastic. But and I'm not going to say this to toot our own horn, but they don't have Becca, Lisa, and Missy there asking how your dog is or asking how your kids are, because I've taught preschool. Missy has a son, Becca has a son. I mean, we know a lot of the community.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that is a huge difference for small businesses like ours.
Right. Would you agree with that, Missy?
I do, 100%.
Yeah.
And whenever you come in, it's you're met with, cozy hospitality. Before we were able to have like a coffee bar and so forth, and hopefully one day we'll get back to that. But just knowing that people can come in and just visit and chat and just to see how we're doing and how they're doing, it's the best thing.
That's great. Now, do you, all three of you, own the building? Or are you leasing, or what's the status with the cottage itself?
We leased the cottage. I'm sorry, Missy. I don't want to talk over you. I apologize.
That's okay. I'll pause.
Missy and I tend to talk all over top of each other all the time anyway. We do lease the cottage.
In a good way.
Well, yeah, we're like sisters in that way.
That's right. That's right. So you do lease the cottage. Has
Yes.
very adequate parking right off the main road there.
Mhm.
It has a very welcoming feel, adequate space. What is the square footage?
Oh, that's a good question. I wasn't
okay.
prepared
I
for
mean,
that.
Math is not my strong point.
Yeah, it looks like maybe 2,000 square feet, maybe.
Probably, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And you have 30 vendors. Was it a challenge getting when you first started and you found the cottage? And I think you said Becca might have found it. Was it a challenge to attract vendors, or how did that all work out? Because they're taking a risk as well, right?
Missy, you need to
It
tell
was
them
not a
about
challenge
Sassy
at
Grip.
all.
Good. Okay, you had a good network
No.
then.
Yeah, and we actually have a waiting list for people that would
Oh.
like to be vendoring here at the cottage.
Okay, that's interesting.
One of our first vendors, she saw us. Missy is the social media queen.
That's
First off,
important. Yes.
she is amazing, and she would post on Facebook, that we were preparing to open, and we had our very first vendor, Sassy Grip. She would call and say, "Hey, can I bring y'all coffee while you're painting? Hey, can I do this? I really want to be a vendor there." So it was her excitement was so much fun.
Yeah.
And she joined in the painting, and it just word of mouth and Missy's amazing social media.
That is so important. Yeah, that is
she
really
is-
key. Well, that's probably
she's
what drove your
famous.
open house to such great success as well, I would imagine.
Yes, I think that's a huge part of it.
Good. Now, what if you're comfortable talking about the financials? If you are, so when you did you all three pool equal amounts of resources, or how did that work? Okay.
We did, and I don't mind sharing exactly how much each of us put in. How about you, Lisa?
No, I don't mind.
Okay.
We put $1,000 each.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
We put $1,000 each.
That's not much.
No, it's not.
Wow. So
You know-
$1,000 each, and that secured the lease.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that was how many months? What is your monthly expense there?
Our rent is. It started off. Our landlords kind of worked with us a little bit and started off at 8, and then it gradually increased a little bit.
Wow, you can't beat that.
No, and I think that speaks back to Goochland
Yeah.
as far as it being a small community.
Well, now that they hear this show, they're going to say, "Hey, we got to up the rent. we
Yeah,
got to
well, we're gonna hope they
renegotiate
don't
this
hear
lease."
that.
These ladies are going gangbusters. But
Well,
sorry
you know,
about that.
I fully believe, and Missy, I know she feels the same way. Becca, I know she feels the same way. So I don't mind saying, speaking for all of us in this. We fully believe if you give, you're gonna receive tenfold.
Uh-huh.
And we're so involved in giving to the community, reaching out to the community. We support our schools. We support other area businesses.
Mm-hmm.
And so we can't help with that type of attitude and thinking. We can't help but be successful and receive in return.
And when you say you give and support the schools, so is it like you have a
Are you
night or a Saturday where 10% of the proceeds go to a school, or how
Well,
does
we
that
haven't
work?
done that yet. A lot of the parents
what
for PTA
fairs
will
we
reach
have.
out to us and say, "Hey, can we get a gift basket for our whatever they happen to be doing?"
Oh,
We
Like
will
a
donate
fundraiser.
items. Similar, yes,
Okay.
and we'll donate items
that's
to
nice.
all-night graduation. We sell the Bulldog cards for the all-night graduation for the high school,
Nice.
which is like a value card.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, we don't get anything from that. We sell it to them because we want to reach more people, as many people as we can to benefit them.
Excellent. I think I hear a customer in the background.
I'm sorry, I thought I was muted.
That's okay. Tell him he's on the air. So tell him to bye. So that's wonderful. Now, so how does it work with the vendors? Do they, are they, is it like a 50-50 split of what they sell, or do they pay you rent and, they may sell a little, they may sell a lot, and that doesn't matter. They just pay you a flat amount, or how does that work?
They pay rent and then a commission.
And a commission. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, so you
And
have a
we
waiting
handle-
list of vendors, you said.
We do, yes.
That's excellent. That's very
Yeah.
good. Well, let me ask you this, and either one of you can answer, whether it's Lisa Bowen of River Road Cottage or it's Missy, and is it Glaive? Is that how you say it? Glave.
It is.
Glaive.
Glaive.
Okay.
She might still be with the customer.
Oh, okay. So, share if you would, it's Lisa then I'm talking to, right? Lisa Bowen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Anything that you would have done differently, looking back over the past 2 years, would you say that there was something that you wished you had done sooner or hadn't done at all, or I don't know?
I think I wish we had done vendor albums sooner.
Vendor
Albums on Facebook.
Okay.
I think with COVID, that kind of forced us to go online
Mm-hmm.
more.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we have an amazing online presence because Missy is she's fantastic. That's just a gift she has. And she helped walk Becca and I through making albums for each vendor. So that way the customers could go online and see pictures of what each vendor has
Mm-hmm.
and ask questions about it or say, hey, can you hold that for us? I'll drive by, do a porch pickup tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And that was
A porch pickup. I like that because you have the big front porch. I like that.
Right.
The porch pickup.
And some people weren't comfortable. Some were comfortable coming to the door, some weren't, and that's fine. And we still have some that really aren't that comfortable coming in, and that's fine. And we were able to, like I said, ring them up. They could pay over the phone. We instituted PayPal,
Mm-hmm.
which probably if we had done that sooner, who knows?
Right.
But that has been a big, big bonus for us.
Good. Very good. Excellent. Well, Lisa Bowen of River Road Cottage, what do you think was the most rewarding? I know you had touched upon, the community and being integrated within the community and giving back to the community. Other than that, which is obviously a very large focus, what would you say for yourself personally has been the most rewarding for you?
Meeting new people.
Mm-hmm.
Having new customers, having new people come in. Kind of once you come in once, and now with the mask, it's kind of hard to, recognize people right away. But, just the people that are in my network now.
Yeah.
I love people, and I just think that they're amazing, and just the fact that I get to, meet new ones every day and see my old friends every day. That's the best part for me.
That's great. That's great. I'm thinking of another store that I have been to recently in Powhatan. I just had them on, and it'll pop into my head. And they opened a second store in Farmville. What was that store?
Yes,
on? Do you remember,
Vintage
Ron?
Antique Shack.
Yes, thank you. Hello. Vintage Antique Shop, right? And they're just opening another one in Farmville. So you can be successful in this strange environment that we are in, and I just love hearing about that because that it's just so important for people to not give up hope.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, you're a testament to that, and it can be done. It
can.
Yeah. Did you get any funding or
No.
No. Okay.
No, not a bit.
And so
We don't have employees.
because you don't have that's
Yeah.
you're just a partnership. Okay, that's
Yeah.
right. You don't have any employees. Okay. So looking forward down the road, which is it's a very opaque road because we don't even know what we don't even know with this
True.
environment. So, but anyway, what do you foresee after this year is over and we start 2021? Do you think you'll continue down that same path that you're on? Do you think you'll open a second store? Will you do things differently, or what do you think the future holds for you and your partners at River Road
goodness.
Cottage?
Well, Missy, are you there? She might still be with the customer. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I see us continuing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we love what we do, so I see us continuing. I know there's been talk about, gosh, wouldn't it be great to have, more space to do this, more space to do that. We'd like to do more classes, showcase more local artisans.
Tell us about the classes.
Well, right now we're doing some paint classes with one of our vendors is a Dixie Bell premier distributor. Dixie Bell Paint.
Dixie Bell Paint.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And she does some paint classes.
As in painting furniture or painting?
Well, right now just smaller items. Well, no, like we've done wooden trees for Christmas.
Oh.
We've signs, that type of thing. And she does offer furniture classes as well.
Okay. But has she suspended her classes due to COVID, or
no.
Everybody's 6 feet apart, or how's that working out?
We're trying to do the social distancing thing and keeping classes kind of small.
I would imagine that's upstairs. Is that right?
Well, no. It's down in the front room, so we kind of move everything.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But they're a lot of fun. So, everybody wants to be there and wants to have a good time. So it all works out.
Is this once a week? Once a month?
We've done them once a month.
Mm-hmm.
We're hoping to, and when the weather warms up a little bit, that will happen eventually, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a back porch.
Oh, you have a back porch.
And we can utilize our front porch. So, down the road, I would love to have more class space.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what I would like to see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's good.
I'm not sure if Missy's back with us yet.
Hello, Missy? No, she's focused on making your customers happy.
Yeah, she's so busy.
But so classes, so bringing and that's, I would say that is beneficial in two ways, because obviously when the students are there, they're mingling and they're browsing and they're becoming customers as well.
Definitely, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's an experience. Definitely. We all need these nice experiences.
Well, it's nice just to try something new. I know I like to always learn something new.
You know what I did years ago? It wasn't a pottery. It was like painting pottery.
Right.
But it was, I didn't make the pottery. And that was all the rage back in the 80s, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Long time ago. But that was fun, and you're just sitting there, and it's relaxing. And I think Missy did scrapbooking, right? So that was a while back. Nobody does that anymore, or maybe some people do.
Well, they do, yes. It is still, it's not as prevalent as it was, but yeah, paper crafts will never go out of style.
Okay. And then I know that for a while before COVID, there was like wine painting parties or something, where you have a glass of wine and you go and you paint more of a portrait, I guess.
They call them like sipping paints or something. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Have you done any of those?
No, I don't think we would do anything where alcohol is involved as far as offering it and then having someone drive. I don't think that's somewhere we would go with that.
Okay.
But, hey, I can make a mean cup of coffee.
Okay.
So.
That's important. Well,
that's right.
Yeah, it sounds like everything you're doing is obviously very successful. What happens when you and you're Lisa Bowen. Right. What happens, Lisa Bowen of River Road Cottage, when you and Missy Glaive and Becca Baker disagree? Because you've got three people. Or has that ever happened? Or are you always on the same page?
No, we are not always on the same page. Sometimes I'm in a totally different book. Mm-hmm. But, I think after having dealt with each other for as long as we have, we're going to irritate each other. We're not going to agree, but we have learned how we're going to have to talk it out and deal with it.
Good.
Not everybody's going to get their way. Sometimes you have to compromise, and sometimes your idea is not going to be the popular one.
Right.
And you just suck it up until next time, and maybe you'll win next time.
Okay. Well, and I guess it all comes down to your your overall focus, your overall mission, and the numbers. I mean, the numbers don't lie. So
Right.
as much as whatever the suggestion or goal was, if it's not going to ultimately result in sales, of some kind or exposure at least, it just doesn't. It's probably not worth
Right.
the effort.
And I think with the three of us, we've got so many three different views on everything. We can make just about anything work somehow to fit in at the cottage.
That's fantastic. Well, I will tell you, as I said, I am a customer, and you and I had actually talked about that sign, so
Yes,
I
yes,
would love to follow up with you about that as well. Do you think you can have that in a week or two?
I can, and I will touch base with you again on
Okay,
that.
that's good. That's good. Pressure's on. We're on air, so you've
thrive
heard
under
her,
pressure.
everyone. She said yes. Okay. So, and now one last question for you, Lisa Bowen.
Sure.
What would you say to any women who are listening, or guys that are listening, who really want to take that leap of faith and start their business, but they're just they're teetering on the precipice, and they're just not ready to do it? How would you encourage them, looking
Sure.
in hindsight now with the success that you have had?
You have to pray about it.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to make sure that it's in God's will.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's not, you're going to find out the hard way sometimes.
That's good. I
But,
love that. Yes.
Sometimes you do just have to, step out. You might step in it. You might step over it, but you do have to make a step to move forward.
Right. If you don't take that step, you'll never know. And
That's right.
I mean, has this surpassed what you believed would be the success of River Road Cottage, or
100,000%. Yes.
I am so happy
Never.
for all three of you.
Well, never in my wildest dreams. I mean, this is something I wanted to do, and I don't know what everybody really thought starting out, if we would be here a year and a half, 2 years later.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been amazing.
I'm so happy for all three of you. That's great.
Oh,
And your families.
we are too.
And I really do like what you said about faith and prayer. And hey, when I'm driving to the studio to do this show, I say a prayer, Lord, if this is going to work, it's in your hands. And if it's not, I'll just be embarrassed and go home. But
and what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, it's just it really is. That kind of takes the pressure off in a weird way too, doesn't it? I mean,
well, okay, to an extent, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But it's still, when you let your mind, just kind of dwell on it, it's a lot. But
Yeah.
it's so worth it.
Oh, I'm so happy for you and for Becca Baker, yes, and for Missy Glaive.
Yes.
All three ladies are co-owners, equal partners of River Road Cottage on River Road in Gooch.
Yeah.
So how would people get in touch with you? Tell us about your contact information and exactly where you're located, and then we'll let you get back to business there.
Sure. We're on Facebook, River Road Cottage. We are on Instagram, which Missy will on because she's the Instagram queen on that one. You can reach us at 804-556-0783 or 2905 River Road West, Richmond. We're right across from Parish Fort.
Oh, Parish Fort. That's a good landmark. Right. Very good. Well, thank you, Lisa Bowen, and tell Missy I said thank you so much. And next time we'll have Becca on as well. But all the best to all three of you with River Road Cottage, and Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you. Take care now.
All right, thanks.
Okay.
Bye.
Thanks for calling.
That was fun. So yes, Ron, that is so inspiring and so encouraging. Three ladies who took a leap of faith.
$1,000 a piece. Wow.
And just that was good. I mean, hey,
What courage, huh?
I think it was wonderful. And you know, $1,000 for one person isn't as significant as $1,000 for another person, but hey,
Yeah.
it's still $1,000. So it looks like our last guest of the afternoon is coming on now, and she is Guadalupe Ramirez. And Guadalupe Ramirez is a remarkable lady. She is the owner of Alter Natives, which is spelled like alternatives, but it's ALTER capital NATIVES, alternatives. And Guadalupe is originally from Guatemala, and she is just the poster child for giving back to the community that she left. She is now here in Richmond, Virginia, in Carytown, and she's opened Alternatives, which is a store that sells products made fairly and products directly traded. They're handmade gifts and jewelry. I have not been yet. I am very much looking forward to it because my husband and I are going to do a little bit of a Carytown shopping spree, as it gets closer to Christmas. But Guadalupe has had an amazing journey where she was just recently featured in September, and I'm going to hold this up for our viewers because we are, also live streaming on Facebook. She was on the front page of the Richmond Times-Dispatch. That's how I found out about her. And there she is, front page article, An Epic Journey of Giving Back. Welcome to Richmond Business Babes, Guadalupe.
Hello, how you doing?
Oh, I'm so good, and I'm so glad that you're on the line with us. And I have a special place in my heart for fairly traded items because my daughter, Mary Linnell Simmons, works for Fair Trade America, and she's talked to me so much about the plight of, people who are struggling to make a living wage. And what Fair Trade America does is, they work primarily with, commodities like bananas or cocoa beans or, coffee. And they're like, they do audits and they certify for like Ben and Jerry's ice cream and things like that. So when I saw and I read all about you, I said, oh, I have to have her on. And I'm so glad you're on Richmond Business Babes. Walk us down your journey of how you got to the point where now you are the owner of, and it's pronounced Alternatives, even though it's spelled alternatives, right?
That's correct.
Okay, I like that play on words. That's very clever. So talk to us about your journey.
Well, for 27 years, I've been always working with in Guatemala, doing always a community organizing. My parents was one of the leaders in my community.
Yes,
and
I saw that. Your father was a community organizer and a cooperative leader, right?
Correct.
And tell us what a cooperative is for those of us who aren't really clear on that.
Well, the cooperative is basically the principle is to work together for joint resources to compete in the global market. Is to distribute the wealth among the people who working together in the cooperative, and so that's how. Looking for better prices and looking for different markets together to be to be competitive.
And that is so vital and so critical to so many throughout this world because they're just not paid fairly. They don't have the resources to get beyond where they're at. So the fact that you learned under your father's wings, so to speak, what he was doing must have impacted you greatly. How old
Yeah,
were
I
you
think-
then?
Well, I think I was 10 years old when they went to different trainings, and I basically sleep under the table when they are talking about cooperatives and all the stuff. So I sleep in my father's or mother's lap, and they keep talking and talking. So I was breastfeeding under
Yeah,
the
you were dreaming
cooperative
about
movement.
it.
Yeah. Dreaming about
And
it.
now
So
your dreams
that's
came
how-
true.
That's true, yeah. And so that's how basically I get, working with communities and helping each other in order to, be competitive in the marketplace.
Yes, that's so
Um,
important. Now, at what age did you come to the U.S.?
I was 25 years old when I came over here.
Okay. And how,
My
if
husband
you
is
don't
from
mind me
here, from the United
asking,
States.
if you don't mind me asking, and if you don't want to say your exact age, what decade are you, just so we can put it in perspective?
I am 52 years old,
Oh,
young.
That's a brave woman. She just came right out and said it. I am 52 years young. Good. So you came in your 20s, you're 52 now. So walk us through that journey of what happened and when.
Yeah. So I came over here. I married to a Richmondian person, and so when we came over here for the first time, we came when weaving from Guatemala, looking for a better prices. We were helping widows, victims of the political situation in Guatemala, so that they needed money to rebuild their houses. And so that's how I started selling the weavings here in Richmond. And through my mother-in-law women's circle in United Methodist Church, it was basically the first ones who embraced me and helped me to sell the merchandise that I brought it in. Then I was going back and forth to give the money to them, or directly buying the materials to build the houses. So that's how the idea started. The trading the weavings and giving back to the profits to them in order to build their houses and receive different trainings and improve their techniques. There are master weavers. They know, and it's just they needed to improve maybe the designs or have specific measurements for table runners or for tables or for
Right.
pillows. And so that's how, I was involved to give them different ideas.
That's wonderful,
Um,
because they not being here, they don't know what sells, what we want, as consumers. So that's great. So when you arrived on the scene back in Guatemala, you were the hero, right?
Well, I was just doing, my duty to help those women who was really struggling to feed their families. There was widows, so I was, delighted to help the best that I can.
And I think that
Um,
must have been so energizing for you, because you truly had a mission beyond yourself, beyond just making a profit. You were selfless in that you knew that you were changing people's lives from the country of your birth, your native land. So that's beautiful.
Yes, I think it was also very important to communicate that there are women, talented women in other countries that are doing beautiful, they have really beautiful craftsmanship. And at the same time, communicate a little bit more about our culture, our worldview, and, get informed to the North American people how other people live in different parts of the world. I think it's also very important so we can understand each other.
That's what it is, really. And now, so what year was that all started with the church and selling their items at the church and then going back and helping them build houses. What year was that?
That was in 1994, 95.
Okay, so about 25 years ago. And
Yeah.
then what happened after that?
And then, I was looking for different places to go and sail, doing different shows around Richmond, even, flea markets. I got the opportunity to get my business license in the city of Richmond as a peddler. So I was in Carey Street selling, especially this time of the year, the beautiful weavings, bags, and,
Were you doing festivals like the Watermelon Festival and all of that?
Yeah,
Okay.
the Watermelon Festival was basically my inspiration to be part of the Carytown section. And I was always looking at the place, the 3320 West Carey Street. That was my, I put my eye on that particular building. And I said, I think one day, I think I was going to be there.
See,
And,
you always had the vision. You had it early on. And that's where you are now, correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
wonderful.
that's where we are now.
That's so cool.
But
So
yeah,
so you were doing the festivals, were you selling the items to individual shop owners in Carytown as well?
At the beginning, no, there was it was mostly selling in trade shows or powwows. Was another the Native American powwows.
Yeah.
I was also invited to sell over there and be part of this, this sisterhood on the powwows. That was another area where I started also selling. And, but no, I offer a couple items in some stores, but there was no interest on the idea. And
that did not discourage you? How did you feel when you were rejected like that? What went through your mind?
I think through my mind, it was mostly like maybe my English is not good enough to explain myself what I'm trying to do, and I have to present myself different, maybe.
So you blamed yourself. When I'm sure it was just that there was no interest because of their thoughts, not yourself. Because obviously you're successful now, so there's interest.
It is interesting. I think it part was the story, like just being on the street, maybe. There was not really interesting. People was really interested because I was literally selling right on the street, like I have a little table.
Yeah, that's nice.
And so that was one of the things that.
Well, and you got to engage with them and tell your story, and that probably made all the difference, I would imagine.
Yeah, it was. Some people believe it, some people don't believe that, and I think it's just little by little, people will recognize and really that we were doing the right thing and what we were preaching. That's what I was doing in Guatemala. It was difficult in the beginning because I have my first child. And, trying to manage the family, business, and also giving back to Guatemala. It was
traveling
a lot
a little bit as difficult. Well. That's a lot.
But,
that takes a lot out of me anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but.
And so, it takes a lot of energy.
Yes.
But little by little, things were picked up. And as soon as my kid was, walking, it was a little bit more freedom at the same time. So,
yes. So when did you make the leap from, street vendor and festivals and powwows? When did you make the leap to, hey, I'm going to open my own retail storefront? When did that occur?
It was in 98. We was able to rent a place on second floor on Carey Street. And then the 3320 building came available in the end of 99.
Mhm.
And so that's when we moved to that building.
Wow. Now,
Mm-hmm.
what would you say financially, if you're comfortable, speaking about this? Because you also have a nonprofit as well. So your business is a business, but there's also a nonprofit. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So talk to us about, so Alternatives is a for-profit business where you're still dedicating funds back to the Guatemalan widows and women who, you're doing the fair trade thing for them through your nonprofit. Is that how that works?
Yes. So Highland Support Project is the nonprofit, the 501c3, and where a lot of more funds are directly channeled to the different projects in Guatemala. So, for example, one of the projects that we were in the beginning was the building of the houses for the widows. And the Brandenburg Church was the first one who came along with us to build to rebuild the houses.
Mm-hmm.
And so through the 501c3 status, we was able to, fundraise to help more in Guatemala.
Uh-huh. And so now that you've had your store for about 21 years, has it been?
Yeah.
Okay. So what was, looking back over your journey and your career, was there anything you would have done differently?
In Guatemala, I was a second grade teacher, and I love kids. And probably the good thing would be become a teacher here in the United States. Probably
Well,
that would be one of my
it's
things.
It's not too late for that.
Definitely
Right?
not too late.
Yeah.
No.
And then you could be at the store at night grading papers, right? Okay, well that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a different take on it. I didn't expect you to
Yeah.
say that, to tell you the truth. What would you say was and I just want to repeat your name and the name of the store, Guadalupe Ramirez. That's who I'm speaking with here on Richmond Business Babes, and she is the owner of Alternatives, a fair trade, handmade goods store where so much of the funds that are, go back to her home country, her native land of Guadalupe, of Guatemala. What would you say was the most rewarding thing looking back?
I think the most rewarding thing for me is we do have a really strong project that is building cooking stoves for women who cook in open pit fires in very small ventilated houses.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the most reward part for me is going back year after year and the improvement of the health of the women is day and night. And the faces of the kids are clean and
Nice.
smiling. And I think that is one of the most rewarding things that I can remember. So if there's only one family, or if there's only one woman, the smile of that woman make my day.
Oh, I love that. That is so awesome. And what if you're comfortable talking about it, and if you're not, that's fine, Guadalupe Ramirez. But what would you say financially when for anyone else? Because is this a similar business model to 10,000 Villages? Is it a similar?
10,000 Villages is a corporation from the Mennonite church.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
So it is a chain of stores.
It's a chain of stores. Okay.
Yeah. Our model is different. We basically said that we are direct trade because we are doing, we are bringing the merchandise directly from the producers. So that's one of the things.
There's no
And
middleman. It's you and the ladies in Guatemala. That's it.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah. And also we have carry merchandise from Ecuador, and it is directly from the producers from Ecuador or Peru, or the jury that we carry from Mexico. The same time, the same thing. So,
the
it's a
payment
little
back
bit
to
different.
them is not diluted in any way. And
Right.
That's the
Right.
beauty of it. Okay. Now, financially, and again, if you're comfortable, has this been good for you as far as a financial venture, the for-profit element of it?
It balanced it out okay. I think every business has debt. And you have to carry some credit and some debt along the way. And it's not like I am. It's not like I am, living in luxury, but it's, it is on. Somehow we have to balance it out at the end of the year and pay the taxes, and so yeah, it balances it out somehow.
That's good. Otherwise, it would truly be just nonprofit then if you weren't, if you weren't making enough for yourself to pay yourself and have a salary and continue with your mission. And as far as the future is concerned, what do you envision? I mean, it's been a tough year for retailers, and just a moment ago I had talked to two ladies of a 3-lady partnership on River Road Cottage, and they said that even though COVID and everything else, they've been doing very well. So what do you see for this Christmas season? Guadalupe Ramirez of Alternatives. What do you see for the Christmas season on your Cary Street store, Alternatives, and what do you see for next year?
We were projecting, 2020 to selling in different trade shows to different businesses, but this was not possible.
Right.
And so for us here in Cary Street, there is one of the things is foot traffic is very low.
Yes.
And we have different hours for people to private shopping or online sales as well. We offer it to pick up or delivery in the Richmond area. But the foot traffic is very low, and I think people are still scared to go around and shop.
Right.
So
I'm definitely gonna stop in when are you open on Sundays as well?
Yes, we are open on Sundays and Saturdays.
And how have online sales picked up then?
That has been better than other years, although we haven't been really focused on the online, just because I am not here, and now this year we have to learn a little bit more different technology, and I've been blessed with young ladies working at the store who understand a lot of the technology, and our website is running. So
That's important. Well, it's a collaboration, right? It's a cooperative. They're cooperating. You're cooperating. Now we just have to have the customers cooperate. So tell everyone where you're located in Carytown, on what you're near, so they know, and how to get in touch with you.
All right. So we are located on the 3320 West Cary Street, and our phone number is 804-3 642-5886. And we are, well, across the street from Mariangelo's Pizza.
Mhm.
Or
That's good
close
pizza, by the way. I like that
Yeah.
pizza.
And we are on the Bangles and Beads. Some people know about that business.
Yeah.
And past McDonald's.
Good. Good. And your website is?
It's alternatives.boutique.
Alternatives, which is alternatives
Yeah.
dot boutique.com.
No, that's just alternatives.boutique.
Okay, great. Well, Guadalupe Ramirez, thank you so very much for coming on Richmond Business Babes. It was really a pleasure having you. All the best with Alternatives. Merry Christmas to you, and please know that we would like to have you back in 2021.
Yes, please come back.
Thank you very much, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thank
Feliz
you.
Navidad.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye-bye now. Now that wraps up another episode, another show of Richmond Business Babes here on WRWK 93.9 FM, The Work. And I want to thank my producer, the remarkable Ron. As always, excellent.
Mhm.
And if you know a Richmond Business Babe or you are a Richmond Business Babe, please contact me. I am Lisa Linnell, and that's Lisa, Lisa, Linnell, Linnell, at hotmail.com if you'd like to be on the show. And who is a Richmond Business Babe? Well, we come in every shape, every size, every color, and every age. We are entrepreneurial women who are rocking it out in the businesses that we love. And I want to thank all my listeners and viewers. You have a great day.
All right. All right, folks, going back to the loop. Thank you very much for tuning in.
All right.
Not crazy. Make them listen to me before it's too late. Listen to me. Please listen. If you don't, if you won't, if you fail to understand, then the same incredible terror that's menacing me will strike at you.